I was raised in a middle-class family and never really had to worry about issues of hunger. But in 2006, I went to New Orleans to volunteer and came to realize that simply rebuilding homes after a devastation was a very surface-level solution to a much larger problem.
I wasn't too sure about Alex. I just seen little white guy in a black neighborhood. I'm like, what the hell is he doing?
Here in North Philly, you're dealing with so many different health and economic issues that are so interrelated to one another.
Because hunger is like one of the biggest problems in North Philly.
There's been times in my life where I haven't had a place to stay or something to eat.
I was one of the poor kids in my neighborhood, and it'd be times when we wouldn't eat, or we had to wait to a certain time when we could eat.
They don't have access to fruits and vegetables of almost any kind. The food that the families do eat here is so unhealthy that even if they have as much of it as they want, they're still starving for the nutrients that they need to carry out healthy lifestyles. That's a systemic issue. For that to have been going on for generations and generations, a lot of these kids think that's okay, and it's not. We're standing and working at Life Do Grow, which is the educational urban farm of the Philadelphia Urban Creators.
It's a youth-led farm which teaches other youth how to grow food and live sustainably.
People are sitting here waiting for heroes, like young ones, somebody. So once we first got together, we was like, we can do this, we can change North Philly.
If you look around at our space, you'll see that it's pretty clear that we don't have a lot of money. The designs that we build, because they're out of collected material, are designs that neighbors can come and look at and say, wow, that's something I can do in my backyard.
Some people might not have a front or backyard. Get buckets, you know what I mean? Like, just become innovative with it.
Every time I keep coming here, I learn something new every time.
We schedule 3 groups of 15 students that rotate weekly here. This is something where they're giving back to the community. They're learning about farming, they're learning about planting, they're learning about growing.
They help us expand, but we train them so that they can go back to their schools and start their own school gardens where they are, so that instead of learning about how plants function from a textbook or from a slideshow, they're learning about how plants grow by growing plants.
The groups themselves, when they come here, they feel like they've accomplished something. They've accomplished something positive. They feel like they have really contributed, maybe in a small way, but that they have contributed to the community.
End of last season, we had our first farmers market where we took sort of our last crops of the spring and summer and set up a table here on the corner and sold it to neighbors that were coming by.
The kids that were helping us, AJ and Angel, they helped us harvest the plants. They sold the plants, they collected the money from people, and I loved seeing the kids.
If you grow up in an unhealthy environment, chances are you're going to grow up to be an unhealthy person. But if you can learn to transform the environment around you in your community, you can transform yourself. Learning how to stay fit and stay healthy and transform yourself, and then replicate that method towards a whole community.
Well, to me, when the first time I planted a seed, it was hope. Like, when I first planted a seed, when I first saw a tomato, actually, I was like, we could do this.
It's not a hard thing, and it's also a good thing. Like, this is fun. People love this. I love this. Kids love this. Adults who come here love this.
This community as a whole can stand as a model for other inner city neighborhoods in Philadelphia, in New York, all over the country, for ways that they can really empower themselves to transform the landscape of where they live. You have the ability to transform your life and the lives of everybody around you if you're willing to commit to it.
From 1 tomato to 5 to 100 to 200 is worth it.
It's really as simple as planting a seed.